Great questions really make you pause and think. And one of those questions I get asked is, what would you tell your younger entrepreneurial self? And I kind of come up with different answers every time. And so I just asked myself that question again. What would I tell my younger entrepreneurial self? And one thing is that perseverance trumps everything. When it looks really bad and you think there's no light at the end of the tunnel except maybe the proverbial oncoming train, if you can just stick with it, if you can just find the energy and the effort to gut it out, that there's very likely a good outcome on the other end. So that's number one. As bleak as it looks, many of us have been in that situation. Many of us have been trying to figure out how we're going to make payroll. We just lost our biggest customer. Our number one producer just left. Like, there's so many ways to get wrapped up in that question. But if you can just have the staying power and not quit and not give up, the vast majority of the time you'll end up in a better situation. Not always, but the vast majority. For me, if my younger self knew that, I probably would have had a lot less stress and anxiety, because I was up against the wall dozens of times and I always thought, oh, this is it. This is the end. And if I could go back and tell that young, new startup entrepreneur, hey, just gut it out, just stick with it, and things will be fine. So that's one piece of the puzzle. But more important than that, it's make sure that you have a peer group. Because I am here to tell you now, 32 years into, and probably more like 45 years if you count my formative childhood years, being an entrepreneur is incredibly lonely. Obviously, you get a great senior team, you love them, you can talk to them about almost anything, but there's a handful of things that entrepreneurs have to carry by themselves. They don't want to share it with their team. They don't want to share it with their peers. Good luck talking to your friends that aren't entrepreneurs about it. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Find a tribe, because so many of us have slept under the desk and worried about making payroll and lost the key employee and lost the biggest customer. And if perseverance and sticking with it is the goal, talk to someone who's done it before. Talk to someone who's been there. And it gives you so much clarity and so much insight. And more than anything, it kind of helps with that massive loneliness feeling that a lot of us face. So my two big pieces of advice. Number one, no matter what, gut it out. And at the very least, if you leave it all on the field and you fail, you know you gave it everything you have. And next time around, you'll have a better shot at success. And even more important than that, don't go it alone, because you don't have to.